Well, hello, my beautiful Virgo. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading all about you. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Virgo, this is a little bonus reading all about you. As tarot readers, we tend to focus on career, money, love, but we never ask how are you doing. So this reading is going to tap into what's going on with you right now, how you're moving through this period, and what's on the other side. Also, please be mindful, I shuffle the cards, I do not choose them, so they will pop out at will of my guides, and of course, they may not resonate with everyone, so please bear that in mind. And let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Virgo? What do they need to know regarding their current circumstances? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What is going on with them? Can you please show them the way? What are they meant to be aware of right now? Ooh, okay, that was quite a powerful one that knocked the Moonstone off my final deck for you all. So I definitely feel that I'm getting a strong energy from that very movement of you are so done with something in your life right now. You're so done with so much. And you may have reached a threshold of something that you've been dealing with and you're just fed up. You're drawing a line in the sand on something. So that's the strongest energy I have coming out with that. But I definitely see that you're going through some radical transformations. That's obvious here. And I do see that you're in a period of letting go of things that you've outgrown, evolved away from. So on a personal level, I definitely see there is radical personal development and growth. You're getting to know yourself on a deeper level. And it's almost like you're reprogramming things as well in your life, cutting out patterns, cycles of repeat, calling yourself to task, or keeping yourself to accountability of certain aspects in your life, making sure that you're on top of your goals and your dreams and really forging ahead when it comes to whatever it is that you want. And I feel that something just hasn't been fair for you with that Justice card, but you're not the sort of person to wallow in it. I see that you're pushing on through. Now let's get your final cards. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. I mean, one of your first cards there is the Hierophant. So this is a card that indicates that you're focusing on, your life's journey, very philosophical at this moment in time, very much in a soul-searching mood about all the things that you've learnt. And I feel, especially since you have that Justice card in the Resistance position, I feel like you're really looking at some of those kind of things that you have learnt, and some of them may be like patterns of behavior that you learnt from past people that you're starting to notice do not suit you anymore, and you're trying to not really have knee-jerk reactions to things. You're trying to respond in a more balanced manner in your life. We definitely have the Devil card here, so you're releasing something that has been very negative or toxic, but I also feel, we got a little flipper there. We have the 10 of Cups. Now that's interesting. Do we have another one? Let me see. Is there another flipper there? No? I'm just getting a real strong energy of a flipper, so maybe it's just that one. Yeah, I think it's just that one there for you. I mean, looking at the energy, the outcome of whatever it is that you have felt very challenged with, because I see that you're very busy. I feel like you are on the go. You have a lot on your mind right now. I see that the outcome is going to be so positive. You've got a 10 of Cups there, which is highlighting the best outcome for your situation. And you've also got the Wheel of Fortune, which means that you're turning your life around, but also, you know, you're very honest with yourself. You know that life is all about ups and downs, and it's really about how we ride that wave of life. And I feel very much like you're in a period now where you're moving into brighter energy or easier energy, but I definitely see here that something has been either very negative or you have been noticing, oh, okay, thank you so much, I'm truly grateful. I'm seeing something in the water right now. I almost don't want to tell you what it is. It's okay. It's an insect. So if you are a little bit squeamish when it comes to insects, then you know, maybe stop now and just fast forward this part. I'm seeing a tick. Okay, so I mean, you've got the Devil card here, and I will show you each card individually. You've got the Devil card here, and you've got the Justice card. It's in the Resistance position, so it's like you've got it in the reverse, really. Okay, I'll just show you that there. Okay, now the tick can obviously indicate that you are looking at people who drain you in some way, you know, bloodsuckers kind of thing, you know, energy vampire type energy. So this is symbolic, of course. I mean, for some of you, it could be that you're exhausted and you may have actually had a tick bite. Just be a little bit mindful of that. I mean, I'm not a medical professional. It's always best to seek medical advice if you've had something like that, because I think, if my memory serves me well, that tick bite can be connected to like Lyme disease. So it may be something that is affecting your energy if you've been the victim of a tick bite. It's not always the case, but so please take it as it resonates. But also, I mean, it could symbolically mean that you have latched on to something that is your goal, because whenever a tick bites, I think it does that little, what do you call that? It's like a little target practice board, you know, the circles. I think it kind of leaves like a mark like that. So I'm not really sure how to decode that energy other than what I can feel and see right now. I'm just seeing the insect, and you know, I just want to just I mean, all creatures are incredible, and every creature has its purpose on this planet, of course, but seeing one in the water is maybe heebie-jeebie. So yeah, so I'm just gonna leave that there, but I feel more than anything it's about energy levels and you looking at people who drain your energy. So I'm just gonna move on. I mean, your first card, oh wow, your first card there is Nightmare, okay? So this can indicate that something has been truly difficult or challenging, but you're moving on from that, because the final cards in this row is the Eight of Wands there, which means you're moving past this, whatever this is. Now, for some of you, not all of you, of course, we have the Justice card in reverse, which can indicate some of you have gone through a separation or a legal challenge or a divorce, for example, and it has been truly a monumental time, but also a bit of a struggle. And you may have had someone playing dirty tactics or someone just not playing fair, okay? But you're coming out the other side, and I feel like you're leaving this challenging period behind. So that's like on a very sort of, you know, outside of yourself level is what I see. This reading's more about you and what you're going through. So there could be a bit of an inner battle that you're going through right now, and you're looking at your temptations or where you sometimes slip into old cycles of repeat or patterns. Some of you are feeling a little bit stuck. It says here, do not let fear rob you of your power. Haunted, fear, challenged, courage. Now, of course, you have the courage to overcome any challenge. You're someone who has an incredible mind, you have wonderful ideas, and you're the sort of person that when you have that idea, you run with it. So you could feel that, especially with that image that came up earlier, that there's been something that's been bothering you or haunting you or just making you feel nervous or anxious. I mean, of course, the last couple of years, the world has gone to a new level of crazy. So it could also be that you are finding the new energy that we're all experiencing, where nothing really makes as much sense as it kind of used to. You may feel that things are turned upside down somehow, and you're trying to navigate through this challenging time. You're still paying attention to your responsibilities because you have, of course, that Hierophant there. You're someone who has a lot of duty, you're duty bound, but also some of you with that Devil card, you're feeling a little bit stuck. For some of you, it could be also that you're feeling a bit isolated or lonely in your circumstances, especially when you are locked on to a goal or a dream. It can be like tunnel vision that you want to accomplish something. Number one, you're going to be so successful, and Eight of Wands actually means that the thing that you desire, you shall have it. There's good news around you, so I want you to be aware of that. Now, for some of you, this is more about getting to know yourself on a deeper level, going through a personal development period where, sometimes people expect the aha moment. And if you're going through a process or a cathartic period in your life where you're looking at trauma or the struggles that you had on your journey, people kind of expect sometimes for that to be it. But it's an ongoing process. I do see you having a breakthrough though. And often it's something that we must be aware of, that our personal spiritual journey, where we discover more about ourselves, we learn about how strong we are, because I feel like you've been through a lot in life in general, and you are one tough cookie. And I feel like you are coming out the other side. But, a spiritual journey, it doesn't lead us outside ourselves. It leads us inwards so that we can transform for the long term. And also, I see that this transformation, it may have felt really abstract for you, where you felt things have changed within yourself and you're trying to rediscover that sparkle or that spark or that part of yourself that you feel like you've lost touch with for some time. But whatever it is that you've been going through, with that Devil card in that position, it means you're releasing it. You're liberating yourself from this. And a lot of you, I feel this nightmare energy, for some of you, it could literally be that you're having problems sleeping, okay? It can be that you are running on autopilot right now. It's hard to get up in the morning, even if you feel like passionate about whatever it is that you do. For some of you, you are going to notice that there is something a little bit off, either with your hormones, for example, or, you have some sort of vitamin deficiency, or there's something perhaps linked to serotonin or melatonin as well. There's something in this energy, and again, I'm not a medical professional, but something is off balance here. So it could be that you're having problems sleeping, or it is disrupted sleep in some way. I feel also some of you, and don't shoot the messenger when I say this, it's like some of you may be getting like a little like cat nap in before actual bed, and that is kind of like taking the edge off a proper long night's sleep, for example. I do see that you will identify whatever is the cause of this, because I do feel like there is a cause, okay? It's nothing to worry about, nothing negative here. Your cards are really positive. But it could also be that you have a sense of duty or responsibility that weighs on your mind. All the things that we attach ourselves to, like repayment plans, trying to be successful in life, or trying to just live life smoothly, look after children if you are a parent, for example. So it just feels like there's a heavy weight of responsibility on your shoulders. And some of you, you do a lot of your thinking just before bed. So I feel this is also critical to find, time and space to be able to meditate or just calm your mind. Because what I see here is everything is going to work out as it's meant to, and it's very positive energy around you as the outcome energy as well. Now also, a lot of you may have had your faith tested. This is about deepening your belief system whenever you get the Hierophant energy. And I feel you're learning more about your fears, wanting to conquer them, but also this is a card of revelation. You're going through many awakening revelations right now, and some of you, I feel you could teach. If you're not a mentor, I feel like the things that you've been through, you could teach about life, or you could extend some of the knowledge or the lessons that you've learned to others. So I do see that at some point in your future, and I think I've said this before, but it keeps coming up in your energy, that you could literally write a book, okay, about your experiences and the challenges that you've gone through to get to where you are right now, and how you've overcome a lot. But when you get this card, this is about absorbing knowledge. So I feel like you've come to this lifetime with a thirst for knowledge and facts. And this card also indicates when you have that thirst for knowledge, you tend to see both sides of the story. You know, you tend to see the lighter side and the darker side, and that can really challenge our psyche and trigger our fears, especially since you have the Devil card here. It can indicate that you're looking at fear itself, or you're looking at what triggers you. You may be looking at trying to harmonize your life and looking at what toxicity is in your life, whether it's a person, a place, a substance that you slide back into during moments of pressure. Because I feel there's a lot of high pressure around you at the moment, and you're trying to manage stress levels as well. But also, this is about deepening your belief system and really looking at, you know, the things that you've learned over the years, acquired information, but also the things you feel. And I feel you're also reminding yourself that you have a very acute sense of intuition, and you know when something is off, okay? Also, with the Hierophant energy, I feel this kind of inner battle between tradition and, you know, authority. It's almost like, I'm not saying that you have, healthy mistrust of authority, but I feel like you do. It's like you don't go against the grain. And there was an energy here of you wanting to be a little bit more spontaneous, or wanting to and again, don't shoot the messenger when I say this, because I'm seeing the word relax in the water. So you may have like had acute anxiety at some point, or it's something that comes and goes, and I feel there is this energy of relax around you, because things are going to work out way better than you think or than you thought, okay? So whatever it is that you are feeling challenged with right now, I feel there is an energy around you of knowing that good karma is swirling around you. You have a beautiful heart, you're a good person, and I feel sometimes when we have that light, that passion about us, you attract people who need that. And that's connected somehow to that insect. It's like you attract people who want a piece of your sparkle, or who want to dull your shine because they feel inadequate next to you. And you may have had a life where people tried to knock your confidence, or you've struggled with your confidence. Some of you, with the Devil card and the Justice card, you may have been bullied when you were younger, or had people try and control your energy, or try to fit you into a little box. And you're someone who is so passionate, so intense, you're someone who is so creative, and you have that spark. And I actually feel that you've been sifting through the mud of life right now in order to rediscover that spark. This card indicates that your passions are returning, that your lust for life is returning. The Eight of Wands is all about your energy. So I feel like you may be right now looking at things in your life that drain your energy. And a lot of them could be addictions or triggers that you have, or thoughts that kind of overwhelm you sometimes. And I feel with this Eight of Wands, you're moving past this. Now, of course, this card indicates there is news that's coming in, which may require you to act quickly. So you may have had to make a decision on something. You may be learning more about it, making an informed decision about something before you launch it. So for some of you, I mean, it could be family related, because you have the Ten of Cups there, but also it could require travel abroad or relocating. So some of you are really thinking of, oh my gosh, thank you so much, I'm so grateful. I've just noticed, it's a little bit early in the morning, and I've just noticed, my gosh, there's like a target in that card, okay, which is definitely connected to the tick. Energy. I just noticed it. I'm a bit slow this morning. I do apologize. But yeah, so I feel also with this energy that whatever decision you are having to make, it may affect other people as well as yourself. But ultimately, I feel that you are doing something that is right for you, and you're making the right choice. So you're tapping into your sense of instinct. And I also get this energy here that you're establishing priorities and kind of like committing to change in your life, decluttering body, mind, and soul, detoxifying, all of those things. And I feel like you're going to remain on target, okay? Now, the Eight of Wands also indicates that you are trying to rediscover the magic in life. There is literally a unicorn on that card. So I feel like you're trying to look at life in a different way. Because sometimes we can get bogged down with responsibility and it robs us of the magical things in life. You know, those synchronicities where we go, wow, that was weird. That's an interesting thing. That's something I was thinking about yesterday and suddenly it popped up. There's a sign. You know, there's magic all around us, but sometimes we are so busy or so deep in thought or have a lot on our shoulders. And I feel a lot of you have this heaviness or had this heaviness for quite some time, but it's shifting. And you may have sort of missed the magical moments, or you may have felt that you've been asking bigger philosophical questions like, what's the meaning of life, or what's the point, or what's next? And I definitely see transformation all around you, and things are going to pick up pace in a really exciting kind of spontaneous way where that spark is returning, and you're going to have more vitality, more energy. I see a lot of you actually cutting something out. It could be a substance for some of you. It could be, your fluctuating thoughts. Whenever you get a sword in a card, it indicates the mind. So it can indicate that you are taking charge of your thoughts or finding a way to quieten the inner critic. And we've all got that inner critic. So it's an energy, and I'm just being given to kind of like listen to that inner voice. And I feel a lot of you are looking at that right now, because when you listen to that inner voice, you're asking yourself, well, who is the inner voice and who is listening? Because it suggests that there is two energies there. Because the Justice card is the scales, I'm just like being given the sense of you looking at like the conscious mind, the subconscious mind. I feel like you are delving deeper into the power of your own mind. And I see also that you are just going a little bit deeper than the average person when it comes to thinking about life and existence and existential kind of questions. And I feel sometimes it throws up even more kind of questions for you. So I really see that you're on a quest to understand more about your environment, about the human psyche, about yourself, about body language, about people's motives as well. Everything. I feel a lot of you are in that deep state right now where you're doing a lot of questioning in life. And this will extend, of course, to the world at large. You're doing a lot of questioning there as well. But I feel it's more on a personal level about getting to know who you are, because this is the vehicle that you've come in, and I feel like you're wanting to understand more about what makes you tick, what affects you, where knee-jerk reactions come from, where you feel triggered. And I feel like you're doing a lot of purifying or detoxifying your life. I mean, this card is about letting go, releasing the energy that no longer serves you or you feel has run its course in your life. Now it says, let go of what is slowly slipping away, settling, disappearance, and diminishing. Now, for some of you, this really is an energy of you looking also at where you feel in life you have settled for second best, or you have not valued yourself, or you've allowed a person to overstep a mark or a boundary. And I feel this is you acknowledging that every time you allow something to go against your principles or your boundaries, or even your well-being, you allow the possibility of it being repeated. And what we do not change, we accept. So settling is also a way of accepting that these things may not change unless we change them. So I feel you have been setting healthy boundaries, and that's why I feel you're teaching others what you will and will not tolerate. And that's why I feel a lot of you are like so done with a lot of things in your life that you're kind of like, and again, don't shoot the messenger, you're not cranky about it. I feel like you are being very direct about it. But some of you may have in this shift being kind of like questioning yourself, like, are you, angry? Are you frustrated? Are you sad? Are you, and I feel like you've been all of those things. And some of you, because that Justice card is in the resistance position, it's almost like you've got to a point now where you're on autopilot and you're kind of just like fed up with things and calling things out a lot quicker than maybe you used to. And I feel actually this is really positive. Some of you may have been wondering, is this a negative phase that you've been going through? And actually I see that it sets you free. And if you have been questioning that, I feel you're at a stage where You do not fear walking away from people or situations that do not serve your highest good. What you fear the most is abandoning your self-worth or abandoning yourself or your healthy boundaries for those situations or those people. And you are not doing that. You're not the sort of person that ever did that. But I feel in life you've noticed where people, you've given them an inch and they've tried to take a mile. Or you've noticed where you have tipped over into excess into your life as well. So because you tend to search for the dark and the light in life, sometimes you have to go to that excess in order to experience the other side. So I feel a lot of you have pushed the boundaries in your own life just to see what would happen as well. And now you're kind of like learning what is right for you and what is not. And you're letting go of some of the things that you feel like you've evolved away from or outgrown. And you may notice that friendships, relationships, they are evolving too, and it can feel a little bit disorientating. Over the last couple of years, so many friendships have evolved and become fractured or distanced because everybody is going through an awakening where they were thrust into thinking about the world and their security in that world in a different way and a different form. It made people feel very insecure at first. And what happens when people, or even like if you witness animals, for example, when they feel fear, the first thing they do is they push away. An animal will present itself really big, like, don't come near me, I'm a threat. And it's out of fear that those things happen. And when people get into a stage of questioning, they can withdraw and keep people at a distance. And you may have noticed some friends do that. You may have also noticed that you have become a little bit more insular as well, doing a lot of deep soul searching, and you're just noticing how friendships are evolving and changing, and it can feel very isolating or discombobulating where you're trying to find your place in that friendship again. And some of you are like, you know what, that friendship, it is what it is now. There's an acceptance there, and I see that in the future you'll grow back together, but it's almost like growing pains where people are trying to sort out where they feel like they belong, but also belief systems are shifting and changing at this time, and everyone's trying to find their way and what is best for them and their family. And I feel some of you may have been dealing with that on a very deep level. So I'm sending you a huge hug out there because it's coming up in your energy levels right now. These may also just be thoughts. Now, of course, the Justice card in the resistance position indicates something has been unfair. I feel some of the things that you've experienced have been a bit of a struggle is what I see there. But also I feel there is an energy with this card which is super positive, which means you're calling people to task. You're so fed up of people's BS. I also see, and again, you're probably going to shoot the messenger when I say this, you're so fed up of your own BS as well. That's when change really happens, when we call ourselves out as well as others. So you're taking accountability for your life and for the path that you're on, and you're not giving yourself excuses. And also, because you have the Devil card here, a lot of you are bringing your worries into the light so that you can really face them head on. So some of you may have even been very curious about overcoming a fear, right? So if you have a fear of insects, for example, you may have decided to listen to that part of the reading and conquer fear. Some of you could be afraid of heights, for example, and you may have felt called over the last couple of years to maybe take a trek to a higher destination or go to the edge of something to peek over. For some of you, it could be something else. Some of you may have been hurt in love, for example, because we have the Hierophant there, and that is about security, it's about marriage, it's about contracts, soul contracts between people. And if you have the Justice card there in the resistance position, some of you may have gone through a divorce, or you may have gone through a very painful separation, and you really want to settle down with someone and find love. So you may have been protecting your beautiful heart because you don't want to be hurt anymore. But in this process of understanding more about who you are, what you want, and what you will not accept, It is here that you will find that you are lovable and that you deserve love and that you will find love, and it will be an enriching experience that is not like the past. A pure love where you settle down with someone and there is a happy ever after. Two people who are flowing in the same direction and want the same things. Something that's passionate, intense, but also sustainable. So whatever it is, I feel that you see as a missing ingredient in your life right now, you shall have it, but you have been making some adjustments in your life to call out the negative things or the things that you've been accepting that you truly feel you've outgrown, or it's run its course, or you deserve more. Okay, I mean, even the universe is saying you deserve more with that Wheel of Fortune energy and the Ten of Cups. You deserve to be happy, and you shall be happy. And I feel this Justice card, of course, for some of you in the resistance position, it could be that you're dealing with like lawyers or solicitors or the law in some way, and something has been unfair. It could also be that perhaps you're in the midst of creating security for you and your family, and you're purchasing a home, for example, and you're going through all the paperwork, and you're trying to secure your future, and it just feels like a monumental task, and there's a lot of worries there about, will it go through? Is my money safe? Are my acquisitions safe? Well, I definitely see that you are safe and secure, okay? Anything that's in the resistance position will go into the upright, but I do see a lot of this energy with the Devil card in particular, that some of you are looking at your energy levels and something, it just feels like something health related that perhaps has been making you feel low energy. And for some of you, I feel it's connected to fluctuating hormones or even vitamin deficiency. I've mentioned that already. But because we got the Devil card energy, and of course, we've got a very intense Eight of Wands, some of you may have been going through the menopause, for example, and may have been dealing with like hot flashes, or been dealing with like sleepless nights or sweats or something like that. And you're trying to run life as smoothly as possible and not be frustrated or cranky about your symptoms, and you're just trying to manage things. I see that you will find a way to manage, but also you may also go to a person who's in a position of authority to give you advice on how to manage it. I see your libido returning. I see you managing things, and the Devil card in the resistance position is actually really positive, because it means that you're liberating yourself from something negative or toxic or something that has been hard to manage, something like menopause, for example. I mean, for some of you, it could be an unwellness that you have had throughout your life, or that you've just had recently, and you're trying to manage that, but you will manage it and you will conquer it. The Devil card in this position can also indicate that a lot of you, even though you have goals and targets to hit in life, you're super drained and you feel that you're in the same place, you're stuck, or it just seems to be the same old thing, just a different day. But I do see that, this is about living in the present moment and enjoying the simplicity of the everyday with the people that you care about, building memories. You'll be very successful at whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish right now. Ten of Cups is peace, serenity, joy, but it's also success, reward, and contentment and comfort. So I feel there's a lot of good energy around you. But sometimes we have to face the dark or face the fears in order to embrace the light. And the Devil card being present can indicate there will always be moments where there's challenge, or there will always be moments of fear. But the Devil card, it's not an evil card. It's there to highlight that everybody on their journey of life, because remember, the Tarot is all about a journey. And the major arcanas in particular, they are the journey that we all go through. And we all get to the Devil card at some point where we feel stuck, or we feel tempted by something that we know is not good for us, or we end up attracting something toxic or someone who drains our energy. And we have to conquer that and overcome that, and it becomes our lesson. And as you can see here, the Hierophant is all about lessons. And with that Eight of Wands there, I feel like you are passing a lot of tests and learning a lot of lessons, and you're coming out the other side. And with this Devil card in this position, I feel like you're trying to be disciplined with something. So it could be that you are trying not to spend too much money, for example. You're trying not to live a life of excess. Even though you're creating a life of security, I feel, you don't want to go over a threshold. It could also be that you're trying to release negative thoughts, especially before bed. It can also be that you're trying not to look at like news sources that trigger anxiety about the state of the world, for example. Because remember, things like social media, it's a lot of people shouting into the void, as it were, where people want your attention and they're going to say things like, oh my gosh, the world is ending tomorrow, when actually it's not. And we recognize that it is like triggering our sense of fear and triggering cortisol levels and making us super anxious and, fearful of the future. When actually I see that the way that you're managing your life, there is a comfort here. There are people around you who really care about you. And I feel like you're trying to distance yourself from things that trigger that within you or make you feel off balance. So these are things that perhaps may not resonate with everyone, but I have to honor the energy that's come out in the cards here. Now we've got a move towards emotional healing. So a lot of you going through something personal that has been deeply challenging and life-changing. Some of you, there is an energy of grief. So you may have been going through a period of lament or grief, and I'm sending you a huge hug out there. It's a process, and there are no words of comfort that I can offer because everyone's experience is different. But if I could reach down that camera and just hold you tight, I absolutely would. The Ten of Cups tells me that, it will be a process, and you'll really look at those emotions, and it will come to a period where it is manageable, okay? It doesn't feel like it now, but I see in the future it will be. And I feel this is about you coming to terms with a lot of things and realizing how strong you are. But the process that you're taking is not just so that you are strong enough to, accept and deal with challenge. You are going through a healing process in order to accept and welcome more joy, spontaneity, and fun and peace into your life. And I feel you're on that plateau where you're about to make that leap of faith in some area of your life and transform it for the better. It says sadness, separation, and disappointment. So a lot of you are looking at disappointment itself. It doesn't have to be due to a person. It can be that certain expectations have not been met in life right now, but I also see that you'll be truly fulfilled, and that sometimes the universe guides us towards things that are better than what we want, because humans, we naturally accept less than we truly deserve. We aspire to certain things, and of course, some things may not go our way because the universe says, I know a better way, or something more rewarding. When we set out on our quest, we have an idea of what it is that we want, and this can transform over our lifetime, but ultimately the universe will try to guide us towards something greater, and it all depends on our soul contract as well, what we decided we wanted to learn or experience in this lifetime. And I feel you are moving through this blue period. It's almost like you've been in the blue period. Like Picasso had a blue period. I feel like you're coming out the other side. And it says here, an up and coming trip will be life-changing. Travel, journey, vacation, or progress. So this indicates that you are making progress. Your ships are coming in, but also I feel some of you, it could be that you're thinking about relocating, or there is a monumental travel or vacation that you will take. And although the place will be special to you, it's more about what you discover about yourself on this trip or this quick getaway, whatever it is. It gives you thinking time, and it gives you an opportunity to course correct your thoughts. I feel like you're still on target to reach your goals and dreams, and you're going to be very successful in whatever it is that you're going to accomplish. But I feel like you've been through a challenge to almost make the reward sweeter. I know I don't like that message either, but that's what's coming through from my guides. I definitely see that you're being guided towards something that is fated or destined to be so exciting and that you'll really smile about. There's a sense of joy and peace in your heart. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune indicates good luck, okay? And protection on your journey. It also indicates that you're turning your life around, and life, it happens in cycles, and we must accept that sometimes things change. And I mean, this card with the Devil card, it definitely tells me that you're breaking cycles. Some of you, it's generational cycles, which can be one of the most difficult things to break. especially since you have the Hierophant there. This can be like traditions, or it can be like something that's played out in your family lineage for decades, or even centuries, for example. It can be something that happened over and over and over again that was negative, and you are here to break that pattern and that cycle, and that is something that is truly difficult indeed. However, you're smashing right through it, and I feel this is where you break the karma, the karmic cycle, and I feel on the other side there is better fortune. Whenever you take an opportunity, like a leap of faith, it's going to go in your favor, and I see much more reward happening for you there as well, that you are in alignment. There's a fresh new start here for you, and for some of you it could be a relocation, or some of you it could be that you're retiring and like you've had a lot of time to really think. You may have been worried about moving into a different stage of your life, like retirement. The pace is going to be different. You're moving from a fast-paced kind of environment to like a calmer pace, but actually this is your time to discover more about yourself and discover more about the world, and it's very exciting. And I see that you're secure, and that your family are secure, and that you're going to enjoy your retirement. For some of you, it could also be that you are moving into a different stage, a different decade of your life. Maybe there is a pinnacle year that you're in right now, and it just feels like something has shifted within you, but it's a positive shift. But we have to acknowledge we have to go through that negative kind of like gear change almost in life before we can move on. Now, what I'm being given here as well is that everyone has their level, okay? I'm being given that we can only meet each other, of course, as deeply as we have met ourselves, and people love at their level of self-love. They also behave at their level of healed trauma or even unhealed trauma, and they communicate at their level of self-awareness, okay? And it's hard to accept that sometimes, but this is something that we must accept, and I feel in that there is a boundary, and that's where we state our boundaries in life in general. Even if it's in a toxic work environment, it's about stating boundaries about what we will accept, and we change what it is we do not want to accept. Otherwise, as I said earlier, we're welcoming the possibility to have it repeat. So I feel this is where you are like challenging yourself as well to say no more, or set a boundary where you really feel you are not allowing anyone to cross it. Now that 10 of Cups, it really does highlight that a lot of you are detoxifying. 10 of Cups is a purity energy. It means that anything that tempts you, I feel like you're really looking at it and seeing what the trigger is. So for example, some people's trigger may be that you're feeling a little bit lonely, especially if you're looking for love, and you may feel that there's no one about right now who's really sparking your attention. However, you may feel connected somehow to a past love who sometimes reaches out and says, "Hey babe, I miss you," and you're like, "Oh." And you're a little bit frustrated and angry at first, but because there is a familiarity there and a pattern, a cycle of repeat there, sometimes we feel tempted to slip back into that pattern because we feel there's no one else out there. So sometimes we accept less than we truly deserve, and we slot back into an old cycle of repeat with a person because it is familiar, because we want to feel alive and we want to feel that connection. Some of you know that this person is not right for you, but you slip back in. And the 10 of Cups indicates that there is a rewarding high-level commitment that is passionate, pure, honest, and faithful and loving, that is available to you. But until you break the cycle, you will never create space for a healthy relationship to come on in. So I feel that's something that some of you may have been looking at. For others, it could be during moments of pressure or duress. You may reach for a substance or a certain food item, for example, that may not be for your highest health. And we all get there, we all go to a place where we feel tempted to slip into an old pattern, but I feel like you're trying to catch yourself at it or learn more about the trigger of it. Because when you can identify the root cause of it, remember the Devil card would be the root cause, that's when we can make some adjustments and really do what is right for ourselves. So I feel a lot of you are looking at that in different areas of your life. And of course, it's going to be different for everyone. I only give like an example to kind of help people understand what it is my guides want you to be aware of. So I'm just going to pull some final cards for you. We've got the clock. I mean, for some of you, this could also be that you have so much on your mind, so much on your to-do list, and you challenge yourself. You're very critical upon yourself, and you may feel that time is running out, or you may have this sense of time sort of flittering away, and it makes you feel a little bit anxious. And I want you to be aware that everything happens for a reason, and some things and some people are here for a reason and a season. Everything changes, but I feel divine timing is at play here for you, and whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, it shall happen in the right time for you. And it says here on that clock card, okay, it says, impatient or frustrated with the lack of progress in some area of your life, remember time is only an illusion. Allow yourself, oh my gosh, it says allow yourself to relax. I saw the word relax there, into the knowing that what you are seeking is already yours. Okay, so what you seek is already yours. So relax, okay? Now it says here staircase. So that means that, of course, that you are evolving, changing frequencies. There's a higher destination here for you. And it says, don't be fooled by what you see. You're on your way up. Remember, the path you take to victory may not always make sense, but 2 steps forward and 1 step back is still forward progress. Okay, so if you have been feeling challenged or feel that you're not as far on your path as you had hoped, know that there is a reason for everything that happens, and you will reach your destination. Okay, so I'm just going to go and get a trinket or a button. This is quite loud, so please protect your beautiful ears. I'm just going to go and get, okay, so we have the cat in the hat. I cannot believe it. Pretty much every sign is getting the cat in the hat, which is to explore more independence. It is to know that you are an independent human being. You don't always have to be a human doing, okay? But also, I always think of the cat locked on to the object of its desire and doing that little shuffle, you know, kind of like calculating the best way to accomplish and leap onto the object of its desire. So some of you may be calculating something in your life, whether it's a move, a location, or a decision, and whatever it is, you will make the right decision. And I feel you're very instinctive. Also, this is about tapping into your sense of wildness. That, you know, as humans, we have a crave for comfort, okay? Cats also love comfort, but there is a time to tap into your wild side, go off and explore. And I feel that is within you, and that is something that you're tapping into. It's almost like you're rewilding yourself. That wild instinct is still there, but we can also find comfort in life. And with that Justice card, it's about finding the balance of the two. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates for you, my beautiful Virgo. Thank you so much, and love and light.